Well, it has been 6 years now since the feds began to investigate a Bakersfield husband and wife that were defrauding mortgage lenders. Today, David and Jennifer Crisp pled guilty in federal court up in Fresno. 23 ABC's Chris Ornelas was there for the story.
The Crisps said nothing as they walked into the federal courthouse in Fresno today. The pair face decades in federal prison for their real estate scheme the feds say cost lenders $30 million. Prosecutors say the Crisps, along with their partner Carl Cole, bought and sold properties over and over, skimming the equity off each time. The homes were eventually foreclosed on and left the mortgage lenders holding the bag. Jennifer Crisp agreed to plead guilty to 1 count each of mail fraud and wire fraud in return for all the other counts being dropped. She could get as much as 20 years in prison and face a $250,000 fine. David Crisp agreed to plead guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to commit mail, wire, and bank fraud. He faces 30 years in federal prison and a $1 million fine.
Sentencing is ultimately a matter for the court, so it's at the court's discretion.
Only one defendant remains, Julie Farmer. Her trial is set to start in February.
Today, the court saw the deficiencies in the government's case. The question here is whether or not, in Julie Farmer's mind, she knew there was any scheme to defraud. And the evidence is going to show there was no scheme to defraud whatsoever.
Jennifer and David Crisp are both set to be sentenced March 3rd. Reporting in Fresno, Chris Ornelas, 23 ABC.